Well, classification matters. All right, it can be when you define what the best is, and in terms of salsa and it's the Latin arts altogether. Um, well, you have to consider. Okay, in my lineage. Okay, my lineage. My lineage, when it traces back to what we consider to be the best. The name Eddie Torres comes up, and when what Eddie Torres represents to me is he's like the Mount Rushmore of salsa and the Latin arts. And I don't mean the faces, I mean the actual material, the bedrock. He's the Mount Rushmore of it. So when we say who's the best dancer, it can only be the best within the framework that he's already created. So, I mean, he's the godfather. You don't say I'm the best at salsa. I don't think anyone can really even touch that title or even touch that arena. Again, now the faces on the Mount Rushmore when it comes to the best of the best. One guy that I watch, this guy called Terry Taliot or something like that. I believe he's out of Friends. When I say this guy he's just unbelievable on the dance floor. His turn patterns are just they're cosmic. And when okay, if I was in his presence and he was on the dance floor, I'm sitting down. Okay, I prefer to watch this character. He's amazing. And in that regard, his face is definitely on the Mount Rushmore of the salsa dancers. Then you have other guys like, the best is. Okay, when I talk about Terry, I'm talking strictly social dance. Salsa is, and that Latin arts altogether, it is a huge market. You have bachata, you have merengue, you have salsa, you have what they have now, zouk, and they have these congresses that take place now with the kizomba. It's definitely expanding. It's becoming more African. It's becoming, it's definitely Americanized with the mambo and the 1-1 and 1-2. But there's congresses, there's socials, there's teaching, there's workshops. So getting back to the question, am I the best? Again, I consider myself definitely in the discussion. Okay. I've done congresses, I've done socials, I'm a social dancer, I've taught, I've flown, I've been places, it's been a part of my life. I've danced with professional companies, but to consider myself one of the best, again, I'm in a discussion, but my style, my personal style is not competitive, and it's definitely something I wouldn't put in competition. So I think I'm the best within myself. I will always consider myself to be the best. My abilities and how I express myself on the dance floor. Because I've checked off some of the boxes that you would consider, well, has he done this and has he done that and has he done the other? I believe I checked some of those boxes, but to discuss the best, it's a larger discussion because it encompasses a lot. I believe I'm a very good social dancer. I take my social dancing to heart. I express it through my life. I express it through, my personality, my character. I adjust it to the flow of the woman. And this is why I say my style is not for competition, because my style is adaptive. I can adapt to the woman's movement, the way she flows and how she understands the music. My job is to lead. I get this often with the questions about my step. If you look on my social media, a lot of my videos, they ask me a lot of the comments come up and they say he doesn't dance the steps, or he doesn't. I haven't seen not one step. So I get those comments a lot, and for me, I'm not offended. Those are not offensive comments. I take all comments. comments. None can offend me. I enjoy them all. Actually, when I find time in my free time when I'm doing my videos, I actually read the comments, and I find them to be very entertaining, both critical and supportive. I find them all to be very entertaining. Nonetheless, and here's my philosophy: as a leader leads. You're not required to follow the steps. The follower is required to follow the steps. See, salsa is a manual. And the manual is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We recognize 1, 2, 3, and 5, 6, 7. But as I understand the manual, I'm the leader. My job is not to follow the steps. My job is to know the steps, but also create new steps, create new angles. You understand? So as a leader in the salsa community, I'm not required to follow anything. My duty is to lead and create, and that's it. And so that's my answer to why you may not see me following the steps. I'm not required to. I know the steps. Like, let's say my wife, leading her, I understand that what she feels like. She's very good for the camera. She's very good for entertaining. She loves to show off and she loves to do her thing. So I have to adjust my style to benefit that and to support that and support her in what she wants to do and how she wants to express herself. At the same time, leading the dance and taking control of the dance and making it beautiful as a couple, as a story, a dance story, as some of the hashtags that I use. So I have to adjust that to each and every individual woman that I dance with. And that's not really meant for competition, because every woman is not going to be a professional level spinner or a dancer or a follower. Some women are just they're just like inner city followers. You can see them on the street. You can see them dancing, and they just get down. They just feel it that way. They don't need to do 16 spins on the count. So and that brings me to another dancer who pretty relevant in our community, Eddie Torres Jr., his son. His style is very unique, very, very unique, very, very exciting. He has a way to get right in your face. He's a guy that you can just see dancing on the street corner, just entertaining the crowd. Him and Princess. They're very entertaining, and I enjoy watching them. But again, we have local guys here in Jersey. We have Ismail. We have Juan Calderon, who was my personal teacher with Culture Explosion. He's definitely on the Mount Rushmore of the salsa dancers. Again, in my lineage. We have Marcus Neves, who runs a very well orchestrated dance company right here in Belleville. So we have guys who I consider to be, extremely, extremely knowledgeable on the dance floor and all encompassing, meaning congresses, social dancers, teachers, and so forth and so on. In my world, yes, I am the best. I'll put it that way. But I have the reality of knowing those who I look up to, those whose styles I look in to learn more. When they get on stage, I prefer to sit and enjoy. I know how to sit back and take notes. And again, this is the position I think of anyone who would ever even consider themselves in the conversation of being the best. Always being able to learn and adapt and adjust your style. That is something that is just imperative for all dancers.